Yeah, this is a phone call for my family. You know, you can see the location on the screen of the hotel I am at, you know. And if you look on the YouTube page, it's some shorts at the top of the screen. And it was a guy yelling at me and saying that he was going to have somebody drag me out the hotel. And he is not the same color as I am. And they told me that those are terroristic threats when he said he was going to have a group of people do something to me, because he said he was going to have them do something to me. And he is guilty of terroristic threats. And it's like, I heard that he said that, he wanted me to look homeless because I don't know why. According to the family court of Jefferson County, they say I have a child that was born on August 31st, 2004, July 18th, 2006, and October 6th, 2008. Family. And they said that the dude that was yelling at me, is what I heard. And you can see him in the video. They say he's the owner of this hotel at 205 Macon, Georgia, Riverview Hotel. They said he is the problem and the reason that bad stuff been happening. And the police officers that he said he friends with is the reason that bad stuff is been happening, and that he is the problem because he tried to make me look homeless. They said that he wanted me to get killed, and that they said that he is guilty. They said he was going to pay somebody some money for killing me, and that he wanted to make me homeless or make me look homeless. And, when he said he was going to get somebody to drag me out the hotel, he said he was going to get somebody. So they said that's a threat when he said he was going to get somebody to do something to me. A dude in a wheelchair for telling on him. And I have video evidence of him yelling at me. But he don't have any video evidence of me ever, doing any of that stuff to him. So they said he is the aggressor and he is the problem. And that just because you say you have your own business, and just because you say you was going to have somebody do something to me, they said, according to the family court of Jefferson County, they say that I have a family, and they say I have a wife, and they say that I have children, is what they told me. So I just wanted the family to know that, if something happened to me, you know what I'm saying, you can blame the dude that said that he owned the hotel for saying that he was going to have somebody to do something to me, and I had the evidence on camera. So any other people that say that they friends and family, and that you see like acting like that his friends, they might be guilty, if anything happened to me, because this video, is evidence of me telling the family, if you're not part of it, then I told the truth. It's the person that said they the owner of 205 Macon, Georgia, Riverview Hotel. That's who the person was that he said he was in the video, and he kept begging me to argue with him and stuff like that, and I don't know why he would do any of this stuff. And then I heard that he told other people he owned his own business and he drive a white Cadillac car, and that he go around telling people that he rich and stuff is what I heard, you know. And they said, you can't get mad at me and you can't do nothing to me for telling people what I heard. Because if I'm telling the truth about what I heard, you know, and I'm saying what I heard, you know, it was like, I'm just saying words. And he said he does not believe in my God, you know. So this is for my family and my wife and for, you know, the moms and my God and people to know. It's the dude that said he the owner of this hotel. He said he does not believe in my God and he does not believe in what I believe in. And, you know, he challenged my God and he tried to say that he believed in something else. So, you know, my God would know, and, you know, my family would know, you know, and everyone would know because you can see the videos on the screen. They said he tried to run a scam, and it's nothing but bad complaints about this hotel. It's called a Riverview Hotel. It's other people that told on him too. And they said, if you're not, you know, telling on the owner of this hotel at 205 Macon, Georgia, Riverview Hotel, then you are the problem and you are part of the problem if you're not telling it on him. You know, the person that said they're the owner of this hotel at 205 Macon, Georgia, Riverview Hotel, you know, the guy that was yelling at me on the screen, you know, that's what I was told. So I'm just telling you what I was told. They said that he said that he knowed police officers and he named the name. He said somebody named Deputy Lofton. I don't know if it's true, and I don't know if Deputy Lofton is his friend, but he tried to get Deputy Lofton in trouble with him because he said he was going to have a guy named Deputy Lofton do something to me. And, you know, I have not been arrested since I've been here, so that means what he did was a crime is what I was told. Because if I have not did anything wrong, it was no reason for me to get arrested. So he was making threats at me when he said he was going to get a person named Deputy Lofton to do something. They said he is guilty of attempted murder, and he is guilty because it's evidence of him being mad and mean to me and saying that he wanted me to get kicked out the hotel and he wanted me to get murdered in the streets. And then he was telling people that he was rich and had his own hotel. And these people that said they think that he said that he was going to pay a hitman or somebody to try to kill me. And it's the owner of this hotel, so you would know. So that if anything happened to me, you know, he can go straight to jail and all of the people that was with him can get locked up for the stuff that they did because everybody knows that I'm here. And everybody can see the video of what he did. And I'm not scared of him. They said when you go to a hotel and you go to a business, the customer is always right. And that I don't have to like him and I don't have to be his friend and I don't have to talk to him at all. But they said he can't get me killed and he can't kick me out the hotel just because he don't like me. Because according to the Family Court of Jefferson County, they say they have to tell the truth. I've been paying my rent every month. I haven't been bothering anybody. I'm not homeless. And just because the owner of this hotel don't like me, and just because he mad that I'm married is what I was told. And just because he jealous because I got a marriage license is what I was told. He can't try to make me look homeless and he can't try to make me look like a bad dad. If you haven't been able to talk to me on the phone or whatever, you know, they say he be stealing people money because it's a telephone in the room and they be doing stuff to the telephone because sometimes when I pick up the phone don't work or whatever. Sometimes the water at the hotel don't work. Sometimes, you know, they said that the people that be at the hotels, that you have to watch this hotel at 205 Macon, Georgia, Riverview Hotel, because they say some of the people that they say is guests or customers at the hotel is people that he paid to try to kill me. you know, because he got mad because I told on him like I'm telling on him right now. And they said he part of a group or some stuff like that, and that I'm not scared of him, and he mad because I'm not scared of him. So I'm telling about the attempted murder and how he tried to pay somebody to get me killed and stuff like that. It's what I was told, you know, is what I heard, you know, is what people say, you know. And, you know, since I didn't call any police officers, since I didn't press any charges, you know, since I didn't file any complaint, you know what I'm saying? It's just me telling people what I heard, and it's just me telling people what I think. And they said it's not a crime for me telling people what I think. And they said it's not a crime for me telling people what I heard. And they said it's not a crime for me telling people what I believe. But they say it is a crime what he did, saying that he was going to get somebody to do something to me and that he is already guilty of doing it. Whether I call the police or not, he's guilty. And they say it's a hate crime because he's not the same color as me, because I don't identify myself as the same race he is. And I said it. So, you know, Yatrell Johnson, Lord Gerald Johnson, Trinity Johnson, April Williams, you know, I'm not sure where my wife is, you know, but for my wife, you know, the owner of this hotel is what he said he was at 205 Macon, Georgia, Riverview Hotel. You know, I was told, you know, that he said he was going to pay somebody to kill me, and that he was going to try to make an excuse to say that I can't pay my rent, but I've been paying my rent all of this time. And they said if he do that, he'll be guilty of trying to get me killed, because they said it was a homeless shelter and that he wanted to pay a crackhead, or that he wanted to pay a homeless person to kill me, and that I wouldn't have nowhere to go, and I would look like a homeless bum, and I would look like a bad dad. So they said he was doing mean stuff to me. And since I told everybody about it, they said, yeah, you got to watch this hotel and you got to watch that dude. And it was like anybody that's being nice and friendly to him or whatever, they look guilty, because they was like, when you can see what he did in that video, they was like, it makes sense for me to be here because I'm not scared of him, and I'm in a wheelchair, and I'm disabled, and I'm a paying customer, you know. I didn't do nothing to him. I'm just telling what he did to me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not scared to die, you know. I'm not scared of being murdered. I'm not scared of him going to jail for setting me up to be murdered. I'm not scared of him going to jail for a federal hate crime. I'm not scared of everybody knowing what he did and knowing that he drives a white Cadillac car. And sometimes he be at 205 Macon, Georgia, Riverview Hotel. And, you know, he say he be wearing a uniform that says Theo on it. And, you know, he tried to act like he was God or something, and he is not my God. So, you know, for my family, you know, if you haven't been able to call me on the phone, they say they think that dude at the hotel trying to set you up to be killed, Brandon. And they think that the other people at the hotel, you notice how they don't be being nice to you and how they not your friend, but how they be being nice to him. They was like, they think all of them people might get locked up and go to jail and something bad might happen to them, because if they not telling on that dude and what he did to you, and if they not telling you about it, and if they trying to be friends and family with him, when they part of what he is a part of, then they guilty with him, because they would be guilty by association, is what I was told. So he'd be wearing a uniform, and, you know, it'd be a blue uniform, and it'd be saying the word Theo on it. And they said it's not against the law for me to tell my family, my children, my wife, you know, the people that I think are my family, the people that I think are my children, the people that I think is my wife, you know, because I was told, according to the family court of Jefferson County, I have children. I was told, you know, according to my marriage license, I have a wife. And since, you know, I've been here, you know, for a while, you know, I think I've been here at this hotel ever since, I don't know, maybe 2020. So, you know, they said anybody that's not telling on him and his police officer friends and the people that be at this hotel, you know, it was like they might be the reason that bad stuff be happening. And it, you know, it seemed like they had put some prostitutes and like some sex workers in the hotel, and they wanted me to have sex with them and got mad because I didn't. And they tried to put people in the room next to me, and they tried to talk to me, or they tried to like make it seem like they wanted to start a fight with me. And the lady that said that she was working as housekeeping or house cleaning, she tried to get me kicked out the hotel, and she was part of trying to get me killed. The lady that said she worked housekeeping at this hotel, because they had a scam. She tried to say that since I didn't want her being a slave for me, you know, because if she didn't have to clean my room, she got mad and went and told him something. And then he came yelling and fussing at me again and begging me to argue with him. And then word on the street is they said the people that be at the hotel don't really have a lot of money. And he was going to try to pay somebody to kill me because he don't like that I recorded him on that video and I told on him. And he be wearing a uniform that said Theo. And so I don't know if it would be murder or attempted murder or some kind of scam or something. But they was like, yeah, if he tried to put you out the hotel and stuff like that for telling on him or whatever, that's a crime for him to do that, and that he really not supposed to talk to you, and you don't really have to talk to him, because since they know that he did that stuff, that he already in trouble for what he did, is what I was told. And so, you know, it was like, anybody that's involved with him or whatever, he might be something you don't want to be attached to, you know, and stuff, is what I was told, you know. So it's just me, you know, talking, you know, to the family and stuff like that, and to the children, just for them to know what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, I'm not sure, you know, why he would do that stuff, but it was like, it's a lot of cameras in the making, and there's a lot of cameras on the street that they say is around this hotel and stuff like that. And since I have him on camera making threats towards me, the dude, they say he owned the hotel, they say he already guilty. He already in trouble. And, you know, it was like, do you want to press charges, Brandon? Do you want him to be in trouble? I said, yes. He attempted to make threats towards me. Yes. People said that he wanted to pay somebody to get me killed. People said that, you know, he wanted me to get kicked out the hotel, but he couldn't find a reason to make an excuse because I didn't do nothing wrong. And he wanted me to be homeless on the street and not know where to go, because they said he was mad because I don't know how he would be connected to it or what group he in, but they said he was part of that group that did bad stuff, and he wanted me to look like I wasn't supposed to have my children. You know, if I have children, according to the family court of Jefferson County, they say I do. And he didn't want me to have a wife. And he wanted me to look like a homeless person, or he wanted me to have sex with a prostitute, because he wanted me to look like I was not worthy of a wife or not worthy of a family, and that he already guilty because he caught, because I told on him. So it was a white Cadillac car that he would be driving. He would wear a uniform and it would say the name Theo. And, you know, I don't know how it works or whatever, but if you're my children, if you're my family, you know, and for my wife, you know, if y'all want to press charges and stuff like that, or you ask me, do I want to press charges, you know, and what that mean by that, do I want him to go to jail or get in trouble for the stuff that he did to me? If he's supposed to get in trouble for that stuff, he ain't no better than nobody else. He's supposed to be in jail, is what I heard. So in those situations or whatever, it was like, it's no reason for it to be a hit man at the hotel. It's no reason for him to be trying to pay somebody to get me killed. They said they know about his scam. They said he was going to kick Brandon at the hotel and then pay somebody some money in the street to start a fight with me and kill me just because he don't like me because I'm a different skin color. And if you look up 205 Macon, Georgia, Riverview Hotel, it's complaints on the internet that he be stealing people money and that it's bad stuff going on and stuff like that. And it's because of him and his police officer friends, you know. So, you know, it's not a crime, you know, being a police officer is what I was told. It's just that when you get involved with them bad people and do bad stuff, then it makes you a bad person. And that the other police officers don't want to be blamed for what a bad police officer did. And that the other dark-skinned people don't want to be blamed for what the dark-skinned dude at the hotel did and what his friends did. So they was like, the people at the hotel would all be guilty if they don't tell the truth about what that dude did to me, about what he said to me, and they would all be guilty of what seems like an attempted murder or some kind of group or gang related activity against me, a person on disability. And it seems like a federal hate crime and stuff like that. And I told, and you know, they said, if you was the judge, what would you think, Brandon? I would say guilty. So, you know, I don't know how my wife feels about it. I don't know how my family feels about it. I don't know how my children feel about it. But yeah, I told. They said he was going to pay somebody to get me killed. He was going to tell me that I can't pay my rent and that he was going to have somebody. Well, you heard in the video, he was going to have somebody to do something to me. But it was like, you know, they told me that at the hotel, they was like, somebody talk too much. So, you know, since I'm not scared to die and I'm not scared of him, he already guilty of saying that stuff to me, and he already caught on camera. And anybody at this hotel or anybody that been here, they would already be guilty if they didn't tell on him. Because if he is the bad person that made the threats and you his friend, then you guilty with him. I'm not his friend. I'm just a paying customer. And they said I didn't say or do anything wrong because I have a marriage license. And the family court said I have children. It's not my job to be anybody's friend. They said it's my job to say I have a marriage license, and it's my job to say the family court told me that I have children. And so it was like, oh, so he wanted you to look homeless. He wanted you to look like you don't be paying your rent. He wanted you to be on the streets at a shelter, and he wanted somebody to kill you because he didn't want you to get your children back, and he didn't want you to have a wife. That's what they said. And it was like, he sure do look guilty of doing that stuff because since I never touched him or did anything to him, why would he have been saying he was going to get somebody to drag you, to touch you, to do something to you? And so it was like, yeah, he guilty. And I said, yeah, he guilty. And what that mean, yeah, he did something wrong. So if something bad happened to him for doing something wrong, and if he got judged because of the wrong that he did, it's because he did it. And if the other people at the hotel or the people that say they friends and family with him, if they got in trouble for not telling on him, then it's their fault. You can't change the truth. He said what he said and he did what he did. If y'all trail don't like it, If Lord Jehovah don't like it, if Trinity don't like it, if my wife don't like it, if I don't like it, and if a lot of other people don't like it, maybe he shouldn't have did what he did. So yeah, I told. So that's just how I feel. And it's just me, telling that they been doing stuff to the phone. And it was like, that was part of the setup. It was like, if your phone don't work, that's also evidence against him. He didn't want you to be able to call somebody if they tried to kill you. He didn't want you to be able to tell on what he did. So they did something to the telephone in the room and stuff like that so that you couldn't call nobody on the phone. So they'll be like, yeah, there's evidence against him. You're not supposed to use a business as a death trap, is what I was told. So, they said if bad stuff was happening, because it was like if somebody had an alien family, an angel family, a demon family, a monster family, or something that you were scared of, then maybe you shouldn't have did what you did if you scared of them. And if, that type of stuff. I'm not scared, So, I don't want any of the bad energy from anyone's death, from anyone's murder, from anyone's crime or bad ideas. That's how I feel. So, since I'm not sure where my wife is, since I'm not sure where my children is, since I'm not sure how any of this stuff happened, and since they tried to do something to the phone, because you seen the other videos, I guess they got mad at me for telling on the phone and they tried to do something to the telephone to where I couldn't call nobody. They said that the dude that said he owned the hotel, that he wanted me to die and he wanted me to be killed, and that he wanted people to be at the hotel and wanted them to start a fight with me, and then he tried to set all of it up, and he be wearing a uniform and it be saying Theo on it, Theo, and that I can tell what he did, and that he be driving a white Cadillac, and that I'm not supposed to be homeless and I'm not supposed to get kicked out just because I told on what he did or whatever, because that would just make him look guilty, because why would he get mad unless he was doing something wrong, And it was like he can't lie about it, because I got the video at the top of this YouTube page in the short sections of him saying that he was going to get somebody to do something to me. And I've been here long enough for him to know I'm not scared of him. And he is guilty and he already in trouble for what he said he was going to get somebody to do. And a lot of people said, it's dumb for somebody to be at the hotel trying to start a fight or trying to pick on the dude in a wheelchair and then talking about you was going to get somebody else to do something. They was like, that's more of a crime is what I was told. Because they was like, when you say you're going to get somebody else to do something, that means you thought about it in advance and you planned on doing something to hurt me, is what they said. So it was like, if you're my mom, if you're my dad, if you're my brother, if you're my sister, if you're my family, or if you're just a person that think it's wrong, you would know who did it because I told, So, I didn't ask anyone to do anything. I didn't tell anyone to do anything, I'm just a witness of what I heard, what I was told, what I think, and what they said, So it's some people that said, if he tried to say that you couldn't pay your rent and he tried to make you leave and he tried to put you out on the streets, he would get locked up for attempted murder and stuff like that, because you already told us what his plan was. Because I know the truth. got him, got him, got him. You know, stuff like that is what people was telling me. They was like, you got him, Brandon. You got him. He caught. He trapped in his mess. They said, you got him. They say it's nothing he can do. They say he just trapped. Because everyone knows he did it. And it's nothing but complaints about this place. And so that's what's crazy about it. They say if bad stuff happening, you know, it's because of people like him and that he is the problem. Because they was like, you know, I wouldn't even be saying none of this stuff if he didn't do what he did. You know, whatever he did to the phone, you know, whatever he did, you know. So, you know, it was like, if the customer is always right, you know, if you say you are the boss of your employees, you can't be the boss of your customers. And it was like, that's how he got caught. Because if the other people ain't customers and they just people that work for him, then the other people must be people that he said he was going to pay to kill me. Because why would he feel like he is their boss unless they worked for him? And so they was like, yeah, he caught because Brandon ain't scared to die. And if somebody did something to me, they was like, according to, you know, the guy that I believe in, they said it can cost you your soul, because they was like, when you take somebody's life, you have to give yours up. Even if you paid somebody else to do it. So, you know, I told, you know, so they was like, yeah, it's nothing he can do. He already guilty of premeditated murder. Because I told. And whoever agreed to take the money for those reasons and know what it was, whether he put them in a hotel room next to me, whether it was a prostitute, whether it was a stripper, whether it was somebody that wasn't my wife and he said it was my wife and he tried to get me to have sex with them, everybody should know what he did. So according to the family court of Jefferson County, I haven't been homeless. People abused me and did stuff. You know, I've been paying my rent the whole time. They say a dude was such a sellout that he wanted me to be homeless because it was no excuse for why I didn't have my children. And it was no excuse for why my wife wasn't here. But it was because of something that other people did, and it was not because of me. So, you know, for my wife, for my children, for my family, you know, my friends and family and people that love me, if there's some kind of bad stuff happening, you know, if I'm an alien, if I'm some kind of other kind of person, if I come from somewhere else and it's stuff that's coming from other places doing stuff to people because of what was done to me, they said one of the main people that's the problem is the dude at the hotel that said that he owned the hotel, because he the one that tried to trigger all of this stuff by doing stuff to me. And if I have a family of different kind of people and different kind of species that's mad at that stuff, it was like, it's never going to change until you do something about what he did to me. It's never going to change until you do something about what he said to me. It's never going to change until, you know, whatever he did, you know, he would have to tell the truth, you know. He don't get to be God at all of anyone. So, you know, that's what I was told. So, you know, I don't give orders. I don't tell anyone what to do. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just telling you what I was told. So they was like, if you believe in some kind of curses or some kind of bad stuff, they was like, what I was told, it's because of what the dude they said he owned the hotel did or whatever. And it was like, you know, And it's because of the people that said they his police officers' friends that said that they was going to protect him and stuff like that. It was like, it's nothing that he can do. When he did that stuff to me that was wrong, they was like, it's going to forever be wrong. It's no way to fix it at all. Because it was like, it's not okay. And it'll never be okay. It was like, you crossed me one time, you wrong forever. That's the way I feel about it. And so it was like, if the whole world ended because of what he did, and if he made bad energy, it's his fault. It's nothing I can say. It's nothing I can do. If he ruined everybody's life and he made some kind of bad curse and he did some kind of bad stuff, it's because of what he did. And I don't want to get involved in any other bad stuff that he did. But yeah, he did it. He did it. The dude, they said he owned the hotel and stuff like that. That's what they said. They said he wanted to put you out the hotel and he wanted to pay some homeless person to kill me. And then he would give them a room and give them some money and stuff, is what they said that he planned on doing, And since this is a video, for my family, since they did something to the phone, it was like, he can't tell you what to say to your family, Brandon. He can't tell you what to say to your wife, Brandon. If he know that they did something to the phone and stuff like that and all of that, and you got video evidence of him saying that stuff to you, it's not a crime to tell on him for what he did. And so when you tell him what he did, because people want to know where you at and why they haven't seen you and why you haven't called on the phone today, it's because, ever since, I was just on the phone in them videos. That's why this video looked like this. They did something to the phone and tried to make it so, I don't know when they did it, but they did something to the phone and tried to make it so that the phone don't work. So they was like, yeah, they're stealing money when they do that, because if you paid for the phone to work and you paid for the water to work and you not getting what you paid for, he been stealing money from you because your phone in your room supposed to be working. You paid for the phone service when you paid for the rent. So they was like, if something bad happened, it's because of what the dude at the hotel did that said that he the owner of the hotel. And it'd be like, it's nobody's fault but his. And if it was something that I could do to save him or to save his situation, I said no. He shouldn't have did what he did.